Hello, third graders. We are back together today for another math lesson. We are on Math Module 3, Lesson 5. So, in front of you, you need your problem set, your Lesson 5 problem set, and it looks like another fun one today. So, we have some fish that need to swim to their fish bowls. Okay, but before that today, let's take a look at our lesson objective and I can statement for today. So for lesson 5, we are going to be counting by sevens today to multiply and divide. And then our I can statement is I can skip count by sevens. So for our skip counting song today that we're going to be referring to, it is the Sergeant Seven song on YouTube. That is quite possibly my favorite one. I'll tell you my other favorite one later when we come to it. We haven't come to it yet, but the sevens is definitely, it's up there. Maybe even like the top two. That's a favorite for sure. Before we dive right into our lesson though, I wanted to just do a quick application problem to kind of review what we worked on a couple days ago with writing our number sentences with a letter for the unknown. So if you have a piece of paper or a marker board, you can pause the video if you need to and grab that. Okay. So you need a piece of paper or a marker board or something so we can do our application problem real quick and then we'll dive right into our lesson. Okay. So this is a word problem for sure, right? So this would be RDWW. You have a highlighter. A highlighter should be something that we just have in our materials ready for us to go to, right? For sure for math. I mean, we absolutely use it in reading when we're pulling out reading information, but we definitely use it in math too. All right, will you follow along and read this with me right off my screen? Okay, here we go. Gracie draws 7 rows of stars. In each row, she draws 4 stars. How many stars does Gracie draw in all? Use a letter to represent the unknown and solve. Okay, so I'm going to go back and read again. So remember, when we do a read, we have to read it maybe even 2-3 times or more. So she draws 7 rows of stars. So I'm going to bracket, put parentheses around 7 rows of stars. Okay. In each row, she draws 4 stars. Do you see a clue word there for me to highlight? Me too. What clue word do you see? Each. Good. In each row, she draws 4 stars. Each tells us that we're going to multiply or divide, right? Do we know the total? So what operation are we going to use? We're going to multiply, right? So if we have equal groups and we see the word each, that's a signal to us that we're going to multiply or divide. In this case, we do not know the total because our question says, how many stars does Gracie draw in all? We're looking for that total, right? So then it says to use a letter to represent the unknown and solve. Okay, if you want to pause it and work on this, you can use any model that you want to draw that you think I know what I'm going to draw, but you don't have to do that. So I'm not going to say it yet. If you want to pause it and solve it and then come back and check, you can. Okay, so either you're back with me or you're still here working with me. Please don't watch, boys and girls. I want you to work right along with me, okay? Okay, so she draws 7 rows of stars. So rows, I'm going to draw an array, right? Because that's what it sounds like she's making. So 7 rows of stars. I'm going to put the first one in each row. You don't have to draw stars if you're not good at it, or if it's just quicker and easier to draw circles, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's my 7 rows. Remember, rows, we haven't done this in a little bit. They go this way, right? So I just stuck the first one in each row. Check, there's my 7 rows, and in each one she draws 4 stars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Ooh, that's a lot of stars, right? If you're still working on your array or your picture, you can pause it and then just come back with me after. So remember, we label our side lengths of our arrays. So since we have 7 rows, I'm going to put a 7 there. and we had 4 in each row, so I'm going to put a 4 up top, and what goes right in the corner? The time sign. Maybe you already did this, right? Because this is something that we used to do all the time in our first module. Okay, now I'm ready to write a number sentence. So what number comes first? Our groups are our rows. So 7 times 4 equals blank. And remember, we want to use a letter for the unknown. So we want to know how many stars does Gracie draw in all. So I think I'm going to use S for my letter. Why do you think that I use an S for my letter? Because it represents the stars, right? So 7 times 4 equals S. If we already really feel good about our 7 song, I can count by 7s. We have definitely worked on our 4s, so I think that's what I'm going to count by. And worst case scenario, and not even worst case, it's just an option, right? It'll take a little bit longer, but you could touch each star and count them, right? Okay, I'm going to do my 4s, though, 7 times. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Stop. So then I'm going to say S equals 28. And if you're already in the place where you just know your facts, you don't even need to do that, right? You would just automatically know that 7 times 4 equals 28, which is our end goal, right? That everyone will just know them automatically like that. But if not, we can count, we can skip count, we can sing our songs, right? Okay, so we did read, we did draw, we wrote a number sentence with an unknown. The last thing is to write a sentence. So how many stars does Gracie draw in all? So Gracie with a capital G, 1 because it's her name, and 2 because it's the beginning of a sentence. So Gracie draws 28 stars in all, period. Good, to make sure we're beginning our sentence with a capital letter and ending with a period. I can't stress that enough. All right, so that was a good little warm-up for our brains. We worked on writing our equations a couple days ago with our letter for the unknown without variables. So that's a good little reminder, refresher for us with that. Okay, you can pause it if you need to finish that up. Otherwise, I'm ready to dive into our problem set for today. Can you put your finger on number 1 where it says skip count by 7? And really this whole page is number 1, right? But we have our directions right at the top. Okay, so it says to skip count by 7 to fill in the blanks in the fish bowls. Match each count by to its multiplication expression. Then use the multiplication expressions to write the related division fact directly to the right. Okay, so name a date on your paper if you don't already have that. And then remember yesterday how we wrote the 6 count by at the top to help us? I think that is something that we could do today with our 7s, don't you? That'll be helpful for us to be able to refer to. So at the top, we're going to kind of do slow motion of our 7 skip counting song, okay? So we're going to do our Sergeant 7 slow motion. Okay, so we've got 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. I love that rhythm. Okay, ready? Let's do this. Once you have that, if you need to pause it to finish up your skip counting, your count by, then let's do this kind of up to tempo. Ready? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. Okay. Good. And it goes up to 77, 84. Count your 7s out the door. But for our purpose of our lesson today, we just need to know up to 70. In 3rd grade, your standards there, skip counting goes up to 70. You can absolutely practice beyond that. But in 3rd grade, what you need to master is your facts all the way up to the 10s. Okay, so let's get going here. So what I want to do, and actually, first of all, so remember yesterday we did our count by all the way down on the left. Same thing here, right? So let's fill this in. So we've got 7, 14, 21. What goes there? 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. just have to get that beat in. It seems wrong if I don't put it in there, right? Okay. So as you're finishing that up, I'll just go through this again. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do, and we'll do the first few together, just like we did yesterday. Yesterday we did about half of them together. I'll see how we're doing. And then I will set you off on your own to finish. Okay. So the first one is 7 times 6. And we'll do the equals on his tail, after his tail. So we're going to count by sevens 6 times. Ready? Get those counting fingers ready. Here we go. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. So we did 7 6 times. And what did we get for answer? 42. And again, you can use your count by. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, right? If we did our 6 times. So we can use that, and we've got the same thing down the side here. So whatever you want to use. So 7 times 6 equals 42. So glub, 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 glub. Take that fish to his tank. He's got to go home. And then what we're going to do right next to it is we're going to write the related division sentence that goes with it. So when we divide, what number always comes first? The total. So 42 divided by 7. So 42 divided by 7 equals 6, right? We're all in that related fact right there. Good. All right, look at the next one, 7 times 3. So we're going to count by 7s. How many times? 3 times. And you can use your count by up top if you need to. You can count down the side and the fish bowls if you need to. Ready? So 7 times 3. So let's go. 7, 14, 21. So we did 3 times. What do we get for our answer? 21. So it equals 21. So we'll take this fish to his bowl. It's pretty close. Club, club, club. Okay. And then we're going to write our division equation right next door to the fish. What number comes first? The total. And our total is, so 21 divided by 7. 21 divided by 7 equals 3. Good job. Okay. 7 times 8. Okay. So we're going to count by 7s 8 times. You can use your count by above. You can use your count by up to down to the side. Or if you know your 7s, perfect. Ready? Here we go. 7s 8 times. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56. 7 8 times. What did we get? 56. So 7 times 8 equals 56. So take that fishy to his bowl. There he is. And we want our division sentence to match. So what number are we going to put first? 56 divided by 7 equals 56 divided by 7 equals 8. Nice work. Let's do one more together and then you can finish up on your own, okay? 7 times 7. So let's do our 7 song 7 times. Ready? Here we go. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. What do we get? 49. So 7 times 7 equals 49. And take that fishy home. Glub, glub, glub. There he is. And now we need to write a related division fact. What number is going to come first? 49, because that's the total. 49 divided by 7 equals 7. Okay, are we getting the hang of it? And maybe you're like, yes, Mrs. Gruel, I've had the hang of it. So go ahead, off on your own. If you're feeling really good, finish the front and then just make sure to come back and check afterwards. If you want to kind of pause, do one, check, pause, do one, and check. You know, I always say it, whatever you feel comfortable with, okay? But go ahead and pause and definitely try some of this on your own. Okay, so if you are back with me, so I've got 7 times 1, which we know that one, right? What is 7 times 1? It's 7, right? Because anything times 1 is always that other number. So 7 times 1 is 7. Oh my goodness, what am I? I'm going to leave that because I'm actually going to use that. I put it in the wrong spot. 7 times 1 equals 7. What is 7 times 10 though? So remember we said anything times 10, I can take that number and just add a 0, right? So I was going to cross it out, but I was like, well, I could still use that 7. Okay, but let's go back to 7 times 1. So we said the answer is 7. So let's take that fishy all the way up. Glub, glub, glub. Okay, and then we need a related division fact. What number is going to be first here? It's the total, right? So it would still be 7. So 7 divided by 7 equals 1. Because really you're saying how many times can 7 go into 7? It can go into itself one time, right? Okay, so this one, which we kind of did ahead of time, our answer is 70. The product is 70. So take him home to his bowl. And then our division sentence would be 70 divided by 7 equals 10. Okay. Keep working. So let's keep checking. So 7 times 9, when you did your skip counting song, did you get 63? Good job. So then we'll take that fishy to his bowl. And for your division sentence, we put 63 first, divided by 7 equals 9. How did you do? Good. And again, if you had any mistakes, just make sure that you're correcting. 7 times 4, 7, 14, 21, 28. So that answer was 28. Is that what you got too? Good. So we need to take him home. Glub, glub, glub. And your division sentence, did you put 28 divided by 7 equals 4? Good job. And 7 times 2, 7, 14. That one was pretty easy, right? Didn't have to go too far. There's my 14. And did you put 14 divided by 7 equals 2? Good. And with division, we just need to make sure we put that total first, right? And we're just reworking the order of these numbers in the fact family. And the last one, so if I look, I have 35 left, but I need to check it. I shouldn't just assume because maybe I made a mistake somewhere else. So I want to make sure that I check it and see if it matches. So 7 times 5, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. I was right. Equals 35. And 35 divided by 7 equals 5. Whew! We got all the fish back to their bowls. How did we do? Is everyone okay with that? Good. Okay, go ahead and flip it over. And again, if you need to pause to catch anything up, feel free. You know the drill by now, right? Okay, so number 2 says to complete the count by 7 sequence below, then write a multiplication equation and a division equation to represent the blank you filled in. Okay, so we have, we need to fill in our blanks here. So we have 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, 84. Count your sevens out the door. Okay. And you just want to like march when you hear that song too, because it has such a good like military beat. Alrighty. So we have A, B, C, D, and E. So A, B, C, D, E. So these are going for the blank. So let's actually do that. So let's do A, B, C, D, E. Because we're filling in for the numbers, the blanks that we filled in. So for A, it says blank times 7 equals blank. Well, we have 21, so it is which 7? So 1, 2, 3. It's a third 7 in our count by. So we would put 3 times 7 equals 21. Because when we counted in 3 sevens, that total was 21. To do a related division fact, so we're dividing what number comes first. 21 divided by 7 equals 3. I'm just going right with that same fact family, just like we did in the front. Look at B. Okay, here's B. And we had 35. It is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th 7 that we would count by. So what number goes right here? 5. So 5 times 7 equals 35, because if we count by sevens 5 times, we get 35. For our division sentence, what number comes first? Good, 35 divided by 7 equals 5. If you've got the hang, go ahead and pause it and finish C, D, and E. Okay, if not, try another one with me. So for C, we had 49. I want to count and see how many sevens I had to count until I got to 49. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted 7 sevens to get to 49. So what number goes right there? 7, because it's a 7, 7. 7 times 7 equals 49, because that's my total when I count my 7 times. What number comes first in our division sentence? 49. So 49 divided by 7 equals 7. Okay. For D, 56, it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I counted 8 sevens to get to 56. So what number goes right there? 8. 8 times 7 equals 56. That's our total. What would your division sentence say? 56 divided by 7 equals 8. Okay, if you haven't tried any on your own yet, go ahead and pause it and try D or E on your own, please. All right, and to come back together, let's check on E. So we had 70. It is the 10th number if we counted all those, right? So it will be 10 times 7 equals 70. And if we look at our division sentence, 70 would absolutely come first because it's the total. So 10 or 70 divided by 7 equals 10 because that is our fact family. And we know that multiplication and division, they're inverse, they're opposite of each other, they're opposite operations. So I can just flip-flop those around. Okay. And here's a present. We're going to cross out number 3. And let's do the last one together. Okay. So Molly says she can skip count by 7 6 times to solve 7 times 6. James says he can count by 6 7 times to solve this problem. Who is right? Explain your answer. Okay. So Molly, so they're both trying to solve 7 times 6. Molly says she can count by 7 6 times. James says he can count by 6 7 times. Who is right? What do we think? So Molly says she can count by 7 6 times. So she's basically doing like 6 times 7. And James says he can count by 6 7 times. So he's doing 7 times 6. What do we notice about those two problems? They're the same. They just use which property? That's the commutative property, right? Because I can flip-flop the numbers that I'm multiplying, but my answer will still be the same. So 6 times 7 and 7 times 6. Let's find our answer. So let's count by 7. Let's do 7 since that's what we're doing today. 7 6 times. Ready? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. Boom. What's my answer? 42. So if 6 times 7 equals 42, then what's 7 times 6? 42. Right? So they're the same. So it says who is right? They are both right. And it says explain your answer. So we know that means that we need words. So they are both right because they are the same problem, just, and we're going to say flip-flop because that's what we call it, right? But then we'll say the commutative property after. They're the same problem, just flip-flopped. And then we'll say commutative property. Okay. So they are both right because they are the same problem, just flip-flop. So 6 times 7, 7 times 6, they are literally flip-flopped. They're the same numbers, just flip-flopped. It's a commutative property because they're flip-flopped, but the answer is still the same. Good job. Nice work today, kiddos. So if you remember our lesson today, it's that we can skip count by sevens. That is absolutely what we did today. Keep counting, keep practicing your 7 song, keep counting, practicing all of your songs, because that will help us as we move forward with our multiplication. Okay, super work today, and I will see you all tomorrow.